When we vote for the government, we elect people for a lot of things. The majority is healthcare, education, jobs, security, whatnots. The whatnots is asphalt and trees and programs and help here and there. There's other things. But mostly what we need as a people is healthcare, security, education for our kids, jobs. That's what we want. So when a few guys with a few green flags in the back, hey, climate change, we have to do something. The government, if they invest more in climate change, they will invest less in all the other things you vote for. So it's not an incentive for them to go there. So basically, the population will get angry at the government if they don't maintain their other promises. We think that we're angry at the governments or we're disappointed at the governments for not doing it, but we are the population asking the governments not to invest in the climate change crisis. Because we, as a population, we have other needs. We literally insist on having all the other needs covered, and that too. When we're a child and we talk to our parents, we have an attitude, like a childish attitude. The parents are supposed to give us everything, and whenever something goes wrong, it's their fault or their responsibility, okay? So that's what we're doing with the government now. We're just saying, give me everything, and whatever's wrong is your fault. So that's not a mature adult way to handle it. The government doesn't have the money because we ask them to spend it somewhere else. So I have to wake up, stop being angry at the government, love them for what they provide, hate them for other reasons than climate change if you want, but I'm grateful for what I got from my government. And I know they can't because I understand the economy behind it. It's impossible for the governments to resolve it, okay? Because we ask them to do something else with the money. We're the ones doing that. So if we want to resolve the climate change, we're going to have to finance it together. There are solutions. Let's just do it ourselves. And let's talk about corporations. Well, corporations, they've created the problem. They should fix it. Yeah, but you know what? We are asking the corporation not to, although we seem to be asking the corporation to resolve it. And this is how. Everyone who has an investment in the stock market, everyone who has invested or has purchased shares in a business, in a corporation, anyone who has a retirement plan, we get interest out of this, okay? So, well, I don't because I've put everything in Animal Care. So there's zero interest for me right now. If we have a pension plan, we want our pension plan to grow. We don't want it to stick because if our money invested in a pension plan stays, but the price of life augments, it's not going to be enough. So we want our pension plan to increase and make interest with the increase of the price of life, the cost of life, okay? So where does these interests come from? Like, they don't just magically appear. All of these interests come from financial investment in corporation, in the stock market, and in banks, and the interest pays in the mortgage, and the banks also have interest to pay to their people. But all of this is the interest that big corpo and the banks make. If you learn that your bank, your portfolio, your investors stop giving you interest because they're putting the money, if corporation put the money in the climate change crisis, they can't give as much or at all any dividend to the stock market or their shareholders, meaning that your investments won't grow. And you'll be the first person to take all your money and put it somewhere else where they promise you some interest. And then you have some people that say their green placement program. I mean, these green programs do not capture carbon. They just try to not do worst. They try. But if it costs 600 euros to capture and sequester a ton of carbon dioxide, then a few euros are not going to be enough. I mean, the green programs, and please, if you invest in green, of course, obviously, because they're doing their best. They're progressive. But it is an extremely minute difference in the end. If they don't give you dividend, if they actually invest in carbon capture at the scale that is required by humanity's survival, then there won't be any interest. Therefore, it is us, the population, asking cooperation not to do it. We are literally going to be angry at corporations if they actually start investing in climate change in a significant manner. Now, all of these corporations and even the government, all of them are investing in climate change. They are doing things. Let's say that all the solutions that are put by corporation and government right now around the entire planet capture and sequester a bit less than 1 million tons per year. If you count all of them, okay, there's a lot. 1 million tons of carbon, when we emit 2 billion in excess per year, 1 million is a little dent. And the governments and the corporations are putting everything that they dispose of. So I don't believe that they will ever be able alone to resolve it, because we, the population, are literally threatening them not to like them if they actually start to care for the environment, because we're going to care for our other needs way before that. This is why the solution has to be crowdfunded. Those who have a bit more money, that are not so tight, that can dispose of an extra $10, 10 euros, 10 pounds, anything or more. If you're comfortable giving 100 euros per month and it doesn't really change your lifestyle, give what you can give, because that's the way that we're going to do it. So at Animal Care, what we're doing is a crowdfunding platform for anyone who wants to feel responsible. Instead of feeling that you're a victim of climate change, that you say, okay, I'm going to do my part. We want to convince 10,000 people. That's our current objective for the moment. Once we reach that, we'll just grow to 100,000. And eventually, in 20 years, we hope to reach 240 million people that invest a very small sum every month, which will allow us to collectively resolve climate change, okay? But for now, let's just do it. Instead of capturing 1 million ton per year, let's capture 100 million, which is a fraction of the 2 billion tons. But it's that. Let's progress, okay? So stop asking the government to do it. Stop asking the corporation, and stop being angry at corporation and governments, because we, the population, are asking them not to do it, okay? We're going to finance it ourselves. We're just going to throw our money in, because it's just a bit per month. If everyone does that, we're good. If only a fraction of humanity does that, we're good. But so far, not enough people are doing it. So please, check out your sense of responsibility, and instead of feeling like a victim or feeling guilty of not doing your part, I don't want to have a regime of guilt and fear. I don't want to have a regime that those who don't invest are guilty. No, I want to have a regime of hope. Because of a crowdfunding program like Animal Care, each of us can feel powerful, can feel empowered, responsible, and proud that we're contributing for the future of humanity. So yeah, let's go towards that.